Okay, welcome back. We've got our building is set up so we have all of our steel structure and concrete structure up to a level 6 from our foundation level to level 6. The next thing we're going to want to do is we've already got a slab in the basement, or in the foundation level rather. We would like to maybe add in some other structure to this, such as walls, and we'll add some floors in as well. As most buildings are pretty fancy that way, and they'll have walls and floors and such. It's not just a bunch of steel, paneling in there. So we'll go under walls, select the wall, architectural, and we could select maybe a storefront or exterior glazing. Maybe we'll go with an exterior glazing. Should give us a fairly dramatic look to make it quite obvious what we've done. We're going to change this up so that it actually moves it all the way up to the level that we would like it to go to, rather than this is unconnected at the top in your type selector area under the properties menu. It says it's going to be unconnected. We'd like it actually to be connected to our level 6, so it goes all the way up to the top level. And we'd like it to maybe have an offset. We'll go with an offset of about 3 inches. So make it a little bit outside of the grid. We might have to change that later, but it should be jump us a little bit outside of where we need to be, so we can actually make it look like it's making a little more sense. You can change all that up, of course, as you see fit, or as your designer sees fit. We're grabbing under the draw menu, we've grabbed the rectangle tool, and we're going to go from corner to corner, the top left to the bottom right, and I'll hover over that grid, click your button on your mouse, your left button on your mouse, and that'll put in the wall. It should put one in from level 1 all the way up to level 6. And we can take a look at that in our 3D view. And that has put in fact, you can see the hazy bit there. That indicates that there is a glass wall in those structures. That's wonderful news. We've actually got a nice wall put into there. We'll take a look into putting a floor in next. It's actually kind of neat to see the progress as it goes through here. We'll throw a floor into level 1. And actually we can do that under architectural. Go over on the ribbon until it says floor. And we'll use a floor architectural as well. There's lots of other options. So you floor structural, floor by face, so you could draw your own floor design as you're seeing fit. Floor by slab edge. Well, we'll do floor architectural, and we're going to select. We'll just keep it with its standard 12-inch floor. We could do a bunch of different ones. They've got tons of different options in here. Actually, floor with wood joists. We could do these things, but this is steel construction building. So we'll do maybe this generic 12-inch. We can change all this up. It's actually a fantastic program that way, in that once we have it in there, we've selected it, we could do edit type, and we could put on all kinds of different layers if we knew that we needed to have hardwood floors on top of it or something of this nature. We could add that in as a layer for each floor. Why don't we just show you how that works now? We'll go up to edit type. We've got the generic 12-inch floor. We go up to edit type, and this will give us the ability to change up everything we'd like to have in here. We'd like to, however, so we're not doing anything that we don't want to change this up so that it's forever going to be different. We'd like to duplicate this property type, and we'll make it generic 12-inch, and it's just by default is giving me the option of generic 12-inch number 2. Seems fine. Actually, maybe because we're putting, I want to put in hardwood floors on this level all the way up. Then we'll name it generic 12-inch hardwood. That'll be all right. And we have in here the structure. That's where we can edit exactly what it is that we'd like to have in our walls, or in this case floors. And we can actually put in what structure we'd like to have. The dialog box comes up here to change this up. And we'd like to insert our layers into here. We'll put another layer in, and we can actually move that up on top of our structural bit here. This is structure, function, material, a category. We can actually change a lot of that up. And I'll actually have this as finish. So we'd like to put a finish layer on it. And by category, we'll open that up. And that opens up your materials box here, or materials dialog. And if we'd like to have wood, we can just simply, up here in the search bar, you can actually go up here and type in wood. And that should bring up all the types of wood that would be available in your projects. And there's a bunch down here that, you can open up different families of stuff, flooring. So we have, that's giving us, bamboo flooring, whatnot, if you'd like it to be, or if you want to have under wood, we've got a bunch of different types of wood, glulam's, mahogany. There's just a ton of different types that they could have in there. So we'll actually go maybe wood flooring. We'll load that up into our structure, put with the up button is what does that, and this one here adds materials to the document and displays it in the editor. But we'll just add it up in here. We'll double click on wood flooring, and that puts us in there. And we can add in we'll maybe add that in as a thickness of 1 inch. It's pretty thick for wood flooring, but we'll say it is 1 inch, and we'll drop this down so we're not thickening the walls too terribly much. We'll change that down into 11 inches, so it's still 12 inches in total. So we still have a foot thick wall, and that will be just fine. We'll press OK if that's what we'd like. We could put in all kinds of other stuff. We'll press OK. Press OK. And then now we're going to draw in our floor. We'll grab this rectangle selector, and from the rectangle tool, and we'll grab the top left corner down into the bottom right corner. Click on our mouse, and press finish edit mode. It wants us to save the project. I guess I haven't done that in a bit. We should do that. We'll press do not attach. Oh, actually, this is not great. We'll hold off on this for a second. We don't want to add that in, but what we need to do is offset height, because I forgot a little stage here. This will look really funny sitting inside of all of our metal framing, the steel framework. So what we need to do is actually put this, because it's 1 inch or a 12-inch thick flooring that we'd like to have poured the concrete and then put the hardwood floors on top of our steel construction. We'd like to put the height offset from level 1 to be 12 inches higher or 1 foot offset in this properties menu. And actually that will sort this out a little bit, and it will look proper now. So we'll do that. We'll let that be a thing. We'll take a look at our 3D view, and that is put in a hardwood floor that is in fact 12 inches thick from the top of the framework that we have here. If you didn't do that last stage, you'd end up with the flooring that will be underneath all of this. Oh, however, that makes it so that we have to remember when we're adding in doors and features as such that we'll have to also remember that those need to have an offset of 12 inches, or else you'll have doors that start a foot deep into your floor system, which obviously won't work very well if you're trying to open a door and it's sunk a foot deep into the concrete that you've poured. It's just not a good practice. Your people are going to get a little bit upset at that. But yeah, anyway, so as a long story short, we'll say that we're going to offset everything that we're putting into here by 12 inches, the thickness of the floor now. And that's just fine. We'll just know that the floor is 12 inches thick. So we actually can do that to all of this all the way up if we'd like to. We could copy that into each floor, or maybe we'd like to have a different floor for each one of these things, and that's fine too. But that's how we're going to get the floors in there. We've got the one in, and we can actually do the same thing as we did before and take a look at we could either do a section view or a elevation. We'll do east elevation, and we can highlight what we'd like to move on up. This is selecting an awful lot of stuff, but once again we'll use filter, and that will get rid of everything we don't want to move up. We certainly don't want to copy and paste a bunch of walls up there, a bunch of views up there, structural columns, levels, grids, curtain wall grids, curtain panels. The only thing we could have just checked none and then checked only floors, because all we want to move up is floors. So we'll actually take that, and we're at level 1 with floors. We'll take that and do this up here again in the ribbon. There's copy to clipboard above where it says clipboard. There's the 2 pieces of paper, copy to clipboard. So we've copied our floor to the clipboard. We'll go over to the paste and paste from clipboard. And actually what we'll want to do is paste it all the way up to level 5. We don't want to put it on level 6. Level 6 will be where we put our rooftop, and certainly having a hardwood floor rooftop might not be the best thing. So we'll go from level 2 all the way up to level 5. That's what we'll paste it onto. So we'll go over to paste from clipboard, and down here to pasting aligned to select levels. So we'll go from level 2 on up to level 5, not level 6, because level 6 will be our roof line, and we've already got a foundation in. We've already got one into level 1, so we don't need those ones either. We just need level 2, 3, 4, and 5 selected, and we'll press OK. That will have put us into a position where we have a floor that is 12 inches thick, set above all the beam systems and such, all the steel construction, so that it will actually make sense when we take a look at it. We can take a look at this section in realistic view, and that'll give us a little bit of an idea of what's happened here. You'll see that there's our beam system, and above that on each level is a floor, except for, of course, our 6th level is going to be our roof line. I mean, we could put one up there and then have maybe a roof line that did something a little bit different on top. And that's totally fine. We'll see where we're at from there. We'll see how that works. Maybe we'll want to put something on there. Well, for now, this is where we're at. We'll check that out in 3D view. And we've got hardwood floors throughout the building, all the way up to almost the top. And actually, we'll take this bit here, and we'll take a break here from this and get into the next bit in the next video.